Hi, my name is Victor Gabriel Clătic. I am a dermatologist with over 20 years of experience. Today, we'll talk about acne. Acne, to diet or not to diet. We'll talk about my opinion about this topic according with the literature. We will have a lot of breaking news. And first breaking news, it is food shapes the activity of the human genome. It's very important to start from here to understand that really we are what we eat. A part 2 of this breaking news, it is that 8 to 10,000 years ago, Neolithic Homo sapiens started to use milk consumption. And we will see the importance in a few moments. 1885, a publish showed that acne is possible to be aggravated by milk consumption. Please look, extensive dietary studies over 1,500 patients. 1921, chocolate, increased blood lipid and chocolate, increased oil production by sebaceous glands. In the 30s, acne was considered to be a disease of disturbed carbohydrate metabolism. 1949, milk was the most commonly implicated food in acne flares. Robinson in South Medical Journal. But in 1969, a clinical study found no exacerbation of acne lesions in a group who used chocolate compared with a group who used a placebo bar. 2 years after, Anderson showed that daily consumption of chocolate, milk or nuts don't have effect on acne. But this is very important breaking news. Was a lot of methodological errors, including small sample size, no control group, no statistical analysis published, lack of baseline diet analysis, short duration of the study, poor study design, and the use of an inappropriate placebo, which was nearly identical to the intervention in total energy, sugar, and fat. This article was published in Journal of Academy Nutrition Dietitian in 2014. So, 2002, Cordain showed that acne is non-existent among non-Westernized populations and hypothesized that high glycemic load may be a significant contributor to the high prevalence of acne. I totally recommend this article, published in Archive of Dermatology in 2002, Acne vulgaris, a disease of Western civilization. But another breaking news, it is epidemiological evidence showed a correlation between milk and prevalence of acne. And what means Western nutrition? High calorie uptake, high glycemic load, high fat, high milk intake, and increasing consumption of insulin and insulin growth factor 1 level, elevating dairy proteins. 2009, Melnick and Schmitz show that it's possible a role of insulin growth factor 1, hyperglycemic food and milk in the pathogenesis of acne. So we have insulin-like growth factor 1, hyperglycemic food and milk involved in the pathogenesis of acne. But what about chocolate? Amino acids found in chocolate, especially arginine, leucine, and phenylalanine, are quite insulinotropic, and more, Chocolate contains caffeine, theobromine, serotonin, phenylalanine that induce insulin secretion and insulin resistance. So, we have the involvement of insulin growth factor 1 in acne development. Because insulin growth factor 1 could stimulate 5-alpha reductase, synthesis of androgen, both adrenal and gonadal, androgen receptor signal transduction, sebocyte proliferation, sebum production, and lipogenesis. But all our metabolic signals are involved with a nutrient-sensitive kinase, mammalian target of rapamycin complex 1, mTORC1, and mTORC1 integrates nutrient signals from glucose, from essential amino acids, from growth factor. And this mammalian target of rapamycin complex 1 is involved in disease civilization like overweight, obesity, arterial hypertension, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. Just a short list of literature according this. But how involve mTORC1 in acne? mTORC1 could stimulate lipid synthesis, are involved in proliferation and differentiation of cells, induce sebaceous gland hyperplasia and sebaceous lipogenesis. Last year, Dermatology Online Journal 2020, August, published a study about a number of dietary supplements who was connected with acne, including vitamins B6, vitamin B12, iodine, and whey, including the muscle-building supplements. Last year published a very extensive study, a study over 25,000 patients that showed that consumption of fatty and sugary products, sugary beverage, and milk appears to be associated with current acne. This year, a review of the evidence from 2009 to 2020 and showed that acne-promoting factors include high glycemic index and glycemic load food, dairy products, fat food, and chocolate. As dermatologists, in my opinion, we must see acne at the mirror of exaggerated insulinotropic Western nutrition and a clinical and epidemiological indicator of not correct nutrition. So, epidemic acne is practically part of mTORC1-driven disease of civilization. What we could do as a new role? We could give dietary education. We could reduce overactivated mTORC1 signaling, and we could prevent serious disease. How we could attenuate mTORC1 signaling? Pay attention to total energy intake, insulinotropic dairy proteins, hyperglycemic carbohydrates, and leucine-rich meat and dairy proteins. Thank you for your attention.